Hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video, we are going to understand how to share Pabbly subscription billing invoices via WhatsApp and email. So do you also use these applications for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here, I'm doing the same. So I manage the subscription services of a Java programming course for half-yearly basis. So now to streamline this process, what I want is that as soon as a new invoice is created in my Pabbly subscription billing account, automatically that invoice should be shared on WhatsApp and Gmail with my customer or my student. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between Pabbly subscription billing, ASMC and Gmail. So to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video, we are going to understand how to share Pabbly subscription billing invoices via WhatsApp message and email. So as you know that I manage subscription based Java course with half-yearly payment cycle. So to streamline the billing process, I want to set up this automation using Pabbly Connect that automatically sends billing invoices to my students via both WhatsApp and email after the each subscription cycle. This ensures that all the students receive their invoice promptly, allowing them to stay informed about their payments and keep access to the course without interruptions. So by automating this process, I save time on manual invoicing and provide a seamless experience for my students, help maintain a smooth operation and customer satisfaction. So to do all of this, I have simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of stars free every month. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And as soon as we are going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we're going to do so, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we have to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to share Pabbly subscription billing invoices via WhatsApp and email. And then we are going to click on create, and as soon as we are going to click on create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions for the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So by this you can finally understand that the trigger commands the workflow and the actions are response towards that same command. So now in order to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as Pabbly subscription billing because over here I want that as soon as an invoice is created, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So over here I'm going to search for Pabbly subscription billing, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. And now it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So over here I want that as soon as a new invoice is created, my workflow should start. So I'm going to select the same trigger event, and as soon as we are going to do so, it is giving me a webhook URL. So we're going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Pabbly subscription billing account and our Pabbly's workflow. So what we are going to do is first we are going to copy this webhook URL, and then we are going to follow this help text, and it is saying log into your Pabbly subscription billing account. From the left side bar, go to settings, then webhooks. So I'm going to open my Pabbly subscription billings account. For that we are going to go on accounts again, and as you can see Pabbly subscription billing. So I'm going to click on access now right over here, and as soon as we are going to click on access now, over here it is opening the dashboard of my Pabbly subscription billing account. account. So now after opening this dashboard, what we have to do is we have to go on the left sidebar, and as you can see settings, so we're going to open the settings in a new tab. And now we're going to go on towards our settings, and over here we are going to look for webbook, and as you can see webbook, so we are going to open this webbook, and as you can see a webbook which I have previously created, but I'm going to create a new. For that I'm going to click on add webbook right over here, and now it is asking me for the webbook name. So let's suppose that I'm going to keep the webbook name as testing right over here. So I'm going to enter it as testing. We are going to move on forward. It is asking me to select the product. So here you can see that this is my product which I've already created, which is advanced Java programming. So I'm going to select the same. It is asking me to select the plan. So over here you can also see the plan, which is Java Mastery half year plan. So I'm going to select the same, and now it is asking me for the webbook URL. So we're going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow right over here, and after doing all of this we are going to move on forward. As you can see over here are many events, but over here in our help text it is saying select create invoice event and then click on save. So we have to look for this event which is create invoice. So I'm going to open my Pabbly subscription billing again, and over here we are going to look for create invoice, and as you can see under the invoices create invoice, so we have to select this, and now we're going to move on forward and click on save right over here. And as soon as we're going to click on save right over here, yes, you can see added successfully. We have successfully added the webbook URL right over here. As you can see testing, you can see the same webbook URL, the product and the plan. So yes, with this we have successfully connected our Pabbly subscription billing account with our Pabbly's workflow, and over here you can see that we have successfully added the webbook URL, and this is the proof of the successful connection. But what we are going to do is we are going to click on recapture webbook response right over here, because I want to capture the response of the invoice created so that further I can send a WhatsApp message and the email for the same. So here you can see that now it is saying now log into the application where you have added the webbook URL, do the test submission / record, so the data can be recorded here in the webbook response. So I'm going to open my application again, which is Pabbly subscription billing, and now again from the left side bar we have to go on products. So now after opening my products, what I'm going to do is, as you can see that this is my product, so I'm going to click on this checkout right over here. So I'm going to purchase this subscription as demo user in order to create this workflow. So I'm going to select the first name as demo, last name user. Over here you can see the email address, and as you can see the billing address. So I'm going to enter all of these details, and now it is asking me for the payment information. So as you can see that I've added a payment gateway right over here, which is a test card, because this is a test response and I'm using a test account for Pabbly subscription billing. So if you're using a live account, then you're going to add your selected payment gateways right over here. So let's suppose that I'm going to use this only. I'm going to click on success, and over here you can see the card details. So now I'm going to click on complete order, and as soon as we're going to click on complete order right over here, yes, you can see thank you for your purchase, transaction successful, thank you for buying from us. So yes, with this we have successfully purchased this, and we have successfully did the test submission too. And now what is happening is that Pabbly subscription billing will send the details of our test submission to our workflow. So I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response or not. So I'm going to open my workflow right over here, and as you can see that Pabbly has captured response B. So yes, we have successfully captured the response. Over here you can see the event type, which is invoice created. We are going to look on forward for the another details. Over here you can see the plan name. We are going to move on forward. Over here you can see the email ID which we entered, which is demo user 555@pabblytudes.com. We are going to look for another details. You can see the first name, the last name. Over here we are going to move on forward. You can see the state. Over here you can see the country. Over here you can see the rupees, which is the symbol of our currency. We are going to move on forward. You can see the amount too. We are going to move on forward, and as you can see all the details, you can also see the invoice link. So yes, I'm going to copy this invoice link, and then we are going to open this in a new tab right over here and check for the invoice which we have created right now. And yes, over here you can see the invoice generated. Over here you can see the bill to demo user. You can see the email address. Over here you can see ship to demo user, and over here you can see the state and the country. So here you can see that there is no address mentioned right over here because this was a test submission. And over here you can also see the amount, which is 499. So yes, with this we have successfully received our invoice to as our response, and with this we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now what we have done is that as soon as a new invoice is created in my Pabbly subscription billing account, automatically the details would be captured right over here in my workflow, so that we can forward that details to another applications. So now we are going to move on towards our action step. So for my action application, I'm going to select it as AI Sensi right over here. So I'm going to use AI Sensi to send WhatsApp messages. If you wish, you can use any another application like Vati, or if you wish, you can definitely use WhatsApp Cloud API too. But over here, I'm going to use AI Sensi. So I'm going to select the same as my action application. And now for my action event, I'm going to select it as send template message. And then we're going to click on connect, and as soon as we're going to do so, over here you can see WhatsApp by AI Sensei account. So it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your WhatsApp by AI Sensei account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the API key. And to get this API key, we are going to follow this help text, and it is saying to obtain the API key, log into your AI Sensei account, navigate to the manage section, then go to API key and then click on generate API key button. So I'm going to open my AI Sensei account right from here, and after opening this account from the left sidebar, we have to go on manage. As you can see, the same, and as you can see, API keys. So with here I'm going to open this API key, and as soon as we're going to do so, you can see the API key. I'm going to click on regenerate key right over here and click on confirm, and yes, you can see we have generated a new key. So I'm going to copy this key right from here, and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And after pasting the API key, I'm going to click on save, and as soon as we're going to click on save, yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our WhatsApp by AI Sensei account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me for the campaign name. So you must be wondering, what is this campaign name? So for that, again, I'm going to open my AI Sensei account. So here you can see that this is my AI Sensei account, and now in order to connect a single template, over here you can see all the templates which I've previously created, and I'm going to use one from this only, which is billing invoice, where you can see that this is the template which has the name. Over here you can see the amount and also the link. So I'm going to use this template only, but in order to connect this template with my workflow, I have to first create a campaign for the same. So we're here to do that. I'm going to go on the left sidebar, and as you can see, campaigns, so we have to go on this campaigns, and then we're going to click on launch button right over here, and now we're going to select API campaigns and click on next. And as soon as we're going to do so, it is asking me for the campaign name. So I want the campaign name to be billing invoice, so I'm going to enter it right over here, and after entering the campaign name, it is asking me for the template. So as I showed you that I have already created a template which is billing invoice 2, so I'm going to select the same only right over here, and after doing this, I'm going to click on set live, and as soon as we're going to click on set live, over here you can see yes, campaign has been successfully created. So I'm going to click on go to campaign right over here, and as you can see that this is my campaign which I've created, and over here you can see the campaign name. So I'm going to copy this name right from here, and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow under the campaign name section. And after entering the campaign name, it is asking me for the mobile number. So with here we are going to enter the mobile number of our customer, but we are not going to enter it manually, we are going to map it. So you must be wondering, what is mapping? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step, and as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Pabbly subscription billing as a trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only, and as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm going to give you an example that over here it is asking me for the mobile number, right? So let's suppose that I'm going to enter the mobile number right over here manually by typing it like this, then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But if we are going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to look phone right over here, and as you can see the phone numbers we are going to map. So yes, as you can see that we have successfully mapped this, and now our workflow is ready to run in real time. So same we are going to do with the username too. We are going to enter the name of the user to whom the campaign has to be sent. So for that we are going to map the username too. So I'm going to open my previous response and then search for name, and as you can see the name which is demo user. So first we are going to map the first name, put a space, and then the last name. We are going to move on forward. It is asking me for the source and tags, so if you wish you can definitely map these details too, but I don't wish to add these, so I'm going to move on forward. It is saying template parameters. So you must be wondering, what is this template parameters? So to let you know this, I'm going to open my AI Sensei account, and over here you can see that this is the campaign and this is the template which I've created. You can see the full message, but you can notice that there is 1, 2 and 3 in curly brackets. So you must be wondering why these details are in curly brackets right over here, because I want these details to turn dynamic and change with every new message sent. So what I want is that after this have should be the name of my customer. So I want to send a personalized message to all my customer. So for that only I've added these variables right over here, and we are going to map this one by one in our workflow. So what we are going to do is we are going to follow the help text, and it is saying enter the parameters values to be filled in the template message here. So over here for my one, it is the name of my customer. So I'm going to map the name of my customer right over here. I'm going to search for name, and as you can see, first name, put a space, and then the last name. And after mapping the first parameter over here, you can see that it is saying the parameters value should be comma separated. Like over here, let's suppose that we have mapped the first parameter, and now if we want to map the another parameter, suppose 2, then we have to put a comma and then map the details of that. So let's suppose I'm going to put a comma right over here, and now for the parameter 2 over here you can see the amount. So we're going to map the amount, and now to map this amount I'm going to look for amount right over here, and as you can see amount which is 499. So we're going to map this after putting a comma. Again we're going to map the third thing. For that I'm going to put a comma again, and over here you can see that the third thing is invoice link. So we're going to map the same right over here. I'm going to search for invoice link, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. So now after mapping all of these details we are going to move on forward. It is saying attributes, URL and file name. So if you wish you can definitely add all of these, but these are not the required fields, so I'm going to leave it as blank, and then we're going to move on forward and click on save and send test request. But before clicking on save and send test request, I'll just let you know that over here the mobile number which we have entered is a dummy mobile number. So I'm just going to replace this dummy phone number with my original phone number so that I can show you the message received. So yes, now I've replaced the number, and now I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see success true. Over here you can see that we have received a positive response that we have successfully sent a WhatsApp message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my WhatsApp and check for the response received. So I'm going to open my WhatsApp right over here, and yes, you can see that we have received a new message from AI Sensi. So over here you can see that it is saying, hey demo user, thank you for being a part of our advanced Java programming course. Your half-yearly subscription under the Java Mastery half-yearly plan has been renewed, and we provide you the invoice link for this cycle. Over here you can see the invoice link, you can see the amount which we mapped and the rest of the message. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our this action step, and now we're going to move on forwards towards sending an email. For that I'm going to click on add action step button right over here, and now for my action application I'm going to select it as Gmail. So I'm going to search for Gmail, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. And now for the action event we are going to select it as sent email v2, and then we are going to click on connect, and as soon as we're going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Gmail account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on connect with Gmail. And as soon as we're going to click on connect with Gmail, it is going to ask me for my Gmail account. So I've selected my Gmail account, and now it is asking me for some permissions. So I'm going to click on allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow Pabbly, save, and as soon as we are going to click on allow, yes, you can see authorization successful. So we have successfully connected our Gmail account with our Pabbly's workflow, and over here also you can see connected. And now it is asking me for the recipient email addresses. So again we are going to map the recipient email address, which is the email address of our customer. So I'm going to look for email right over here, and as you can see the email address which is demo user 555@pabblytudes.com. So we're going to map this and move on forward. Now it is asking me for CC and BCC. So as you can see both of these are not the required fields, and I don't want to keep anyone for the same. So that's why we're going to keep it as blank and move on forward. And now as you can see that it is asking me for the sender's email address. So I'm going to select the same only, and then we're going to move on forward. Over here it is asking me for the sender's name. So I want the sender's name to be the Java Learning Team. And now for the subject, I want the subject to be your invoice for Java course subscription. We're going to move on forward. It is asking me for the reply to. So no, this email is not a reply email, so I'm going to leave it as blank. It is saying email content type. So I'm going to keep it as plain only. It is asking me for the email content. So I want the email content to be dear student name, thank you for renewing your subscription to our advanced Java programming course. So we're going to map the student name right over here. For that I'm going to look for name, and as you can see demo user, again we're going to map the first name, put a space, and then the last name. And now we're going to map the course name, amount, and invoice link right over here too. So again we are going to open our previous response and look for the course name, and as you can see advanced Java programming. So we're going to map it. We are going to map the amount too. I'm going to look for amount, and as you can see amount, so we're going to map it. Over here we are going to put a rupees symbol before mapping the amount, and then we are going to map the amount. And now we are going to move on forward. It is saying invoice link. So yes, we are going to map the link too. I'm going to look for it, and as you can see the invoice link, so we are going to map it. And now we have mapped the link, and now it is saying if you have any questions regarding to your payment or the course, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. Happy learning, and we look forward to continued progress. Best regards, the Java Learning Team. Over here it is saying file name and attachment. So as you can see both of these are not the required fields, so we are going to move on forward. Over here it is asking me for the label IDs. So I'm going to select it as inbox only. It is saying signature. So if you wish, you can definitely add a signature right over here by switching on this mapping button. button, but I don't wish to add so I'm going to leave it as blank and click on save and send test request right over here. And as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request right over here, yes, you can see that we have received a positive response that we have successfully sent an automated email to this email address. So I'm going to open the email and check for the email sent. And yes, you can see over here is the email. So I'm going to open this email, and yes, you can see over here is the subject which we entered. You can see dear demo user. You can see the course name, the amount, and the invoice link. So I'm going to open this invoice link right from here and check that is it the same invoice or not. So as soon as I'm going to open it, yes, you can see that this is the same invoice. So yes, with this we have successfully sent the invoice link or an email too, and over here you can see that we have sent it on our WhatsApp too. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, but I'll just test this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So what we are going to do is I'm going to open my checkout page again right from here, and we're going to do another test submission with the new details. So I'm going to open my checkout page, and now for the first name I'm going to keep it as test, last name user. Over here you can see that this is the email address and this is the phone number. So now after entering all of these details, we are going to enter the billing address. Over here we are going to click on success and click on complete order, and as soon as we are going to click on complete order right over here, yes, you can see that it is generating my invoice. So we are going to wait for a few seconds, and yes, you can see thank you for your purchase. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our test submission, and again we have purchased this with the new details. So now what has happened is that Pabbly subscription billing has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, and further sent an automated WhatsApp message and also an automated email to our customer or to our student. So I'm going to open my WhatsApp and email and check for the mail and the message received. So yes, this time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. I'll directly open my WhatsApp right from here, and as you can see that we have received a new WhatsApp message which says hi test user. So this is the new name, and over here you can see the invoice link. So I'm going to open this invoice link, and now as soon as we are going to open this invoice link, you can see the name has been changed, you can see the email has been changed. So yes, with this we have received the successful invoice, the new invoice too, and over here you can see the details which we mapped have been changed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Gmail and check for the invoice received there. So I'm going to open my Gmail right from here, and we're going to go back, and yes, you can see another your invoice for Java course subscription. So yes, with this we have successfully received the invoice too. It is saying dear test user, thank you for renewing your subscription to our advanced Java programming course. We are excited to have you continue your learning journey with us. Over here you can see the invoice link and the amount. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application we selected Pabbly subscription billing. For the trigger event we selected invoice created. For the action applications we selected WhatsApp by ASNC and Gmail because I wanted that as soon as a new invoice is created in my Pabbly subscription billing, an automated WhatsApp message and an automated email should be sent. Over here you can see we were successful with our workflows. You can see the 2 WhatsApp messages I sent during this video with the help of my workflow, and over here you can see the email I sent during this video with the help of my workflow. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and this was it for the video. And if you have any questions related to the workflow or the video, you can directly comment on this video, and for your reference I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.